What is going on, guys? Bengal King here, coming back at you with another video, and today we're going to be rebuilding the Denver Broncos on Madden 20. This is fantasy style, so a little bit more trades, and of course, not actually using the 2020 NFL draft class. If you guys want to see that video, that's in the rebuild playlist, along with every rebuild I've done. I've done every team at least once. With many teams, I've done them twice, and with the Broncos here, this is the second time doing them. We've already done them in a realistic style. I believe we drafted, I want to say, A.J. Epineza. The landscape of what the Broncos need and what they could draft, their actual draft range, has changed drastically. But after the actual draft, I'll probably get to rebuilding these teams again with their new rookies, and I think that's going to be a whole lot of fun. But we're going to be rebuilding the Denver Broncos today using the auto-generated draft classes, which I actually have a lot of fun with because they vary so much from draft to draft. It's a different player every time. You don't already know the ratings. You can't draft a player a second time. So it always feels kind of new. So I really enjoy doing these fantasy rebuilds a little bit more so than the realistic at times. But, you know, they're both fun. If I didn't have fun, I wouldn't do them. But with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching. Hit that subscribe button if you are not subscribed already. It would really help me out a lot. Like the video, whatever you got to do. And let's hear a quick word from our sponsor, Manscaped. Shave your balls with safety. Here you go. This video is sponsored by Manscaped. Huge thanks to them. It is the best manscaping product on the market. It's the only one. This is the Lawnmower 3.0. You got an upgraded motor, same skin safe technology, guaranteed, no cuts, no nicks, got an added flashlight. What can't this thing do? Cut you. Shout out to Manscaped. Use code BENGAL, link in the description. Save yourself a lot of money on a great product. And of course, that's 20% off. That's free shipping. That's 2 free gifts when you purchase the Perfect Package 3.0 using code BENGAL on Manscaped. Again, link in the description, code BENGAL, 20% off, 2 free gifts, free shipping. It's a great deal. Of course, big thanks to Manscaped again for sponsoring the video. Let's go ahead and take a look at the team. Now, the interesting situation, because we are jumping in straight to the offseason. When you do an online franchise, you can do load real-life rosters, and you can choose the week and the rosters that you jump in on. And the rosters change depending on that week with where they updated the roster in real life, they being EA, of course. Now, Justin Simmons is a free agent, someone that is definitely franchise tag eligible, and we might look to do that. Chris Harris Jr. is in here too, Derek Wolfe, Shelby Harris. Now, an interesting thing that happened in real life was the addition of A.J. Boye for a 4th-round pick. Now, unfortunately, here's the situation, is they didn't do a roster update after that trade. So what we're going to have to do is go in and make a move to acquire A.J. Boye. And I think the way that that's going to happen is franchise tagging Chris Harris Jr., trading him to the Jags as well as a 4th-round pick for A.J. Boye. And I think that's going to be good and effective because they just might not do a 4th round for A.J. Boye straight up. They probably wouldn't. But I don't want to franchise tag Justin Simmons. He's 26, I want to say. Superstar X Factor, 89 overall, one of the best safeties in the NFL. He's been super underrated for a long time, and he's finally getting some of the respect he deserves, and he's about to play under a huge salary in the next season. But let's go ahead and take a look at the offense side of the ball before we deal with that. Garrett Bowles, Dalton Reisner, Connor McGovern, Ronald Leary, and Juwan James. It's an okay offensive line. Garrett Bowles has star development for whatever reason. He has not really progressed at all, and that'll happen when you draft a tackle that's 25 years old, I want to say, coming out of the draft. He's 28 now. He's only been in the league for 3 years. Still is a really rough around the edges, and that's the risk you run, and they took a gamble, and I don't really think it's paid off. Now, their offensive line needs improvement. With Juwan James, he was signed. He was a big free agent that they brought in. You know, he's been okay for them, not amazing. I think they need to upgrade tackle in general and potentially guard. Some of these guys are getting older. Ronald Leary especially is into his 30s, and I believe his contract is nearing expiration, if I'm not mistaken. He is going into the final year of his deal. So they really need to upgrade offensive line in a big way in the draft. I feel like it's not being talked about nearly as much as it should be. Connor McGovern in there as well. Potentially some young players to work with. After getting back from getting my DoorDash, got a French dip, by the way. It's a very underrated sandwich with some au jus, nice roast beef. Oh man, it is the move. If you've never had the French dip before, would highly recommend it. A lot of places have it. Anyway, quarterback, we got Drew Lock. Looked pretty good in minimal games, not going to lie. Philip Lindsay out here, Rolls Royce. Although I want to say Devontae Booker was cut recently or scheduled to be cut. Receiver's a disaster. Cortland Sutton's good. Got upgraded to superstar development. We didn't really talk about tight end, but no offense, Jeff Hireman, Troy Fumagalli. Deshaun Hamilton's not particularly good. I mean, there's just not a whole lot to work with at receiver. So I would say this is probably the position that we need to draft the most. I mean, Tim Patrick has some potential in terms of his stats. Could be a good 3 for us down the line. I don't really see us retaining Deshaun Hamilton into the future. I mean, looks okay, but I don't really see offering a contract to him when that expires. And then defensively, we have, again, Justin Simmons talked about how good he is. Will Parks, Duke Dawson Jr. Linebacking core is atrocious outside of Von Miller. Todd Davis hasn't really been too amazing. Jeremiah Tachu is out there. I don't even know if he played very much for the Broncos this past year. Josie Jewell is actually not too bad. And then, of course, this is the big one. Alexander Johnson came out so old, but played very, very well this past year. Very underrated player. But this was really his first season of ever even being okay. So it is what it is, but he's just not going to be able to develop due to his age at this point in the game. And I stress that because so many people are like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I know real football is so different from Madden. He could develop into being a great player into his 30s. Look at Lorenzo Alexander, but that's just not the case in Madden. So we can't really look at him as the future of our middle linebacker position, obviously. Kareem Jackson in here, they paid him a lot of money after one good season in Houston, finally breaking out. He was a first-round corner out of Alabama a few years back, and now he went to a slot corner, and that's when he used his best. And then he's now a safety in Denver. But they've invested so much money in this secondary with Kareem Jackson, with Bryce Callahan, who we got to injury off, generate into our lineup here. Bradley Chubb is obviously a stud. He was a first-round top 5 pick out of NC State. Of course, we were missing him. I didn't really consider him a linebacker. I mean, when linebacking core, obviously it's a 3-4. Both outside linebackers are linebackers, but they're edge rushers. Bradley Chubb and Von Miller are going to be rushing the passer. They're not going to be playing off the ball for us almost ever. But on the defensive line, Shelby Harris, Derek Wolfe. I mean, it's okay. Adam Gotsis. There's not a ton there. DeMarcus Walker. It's okay. It's okay. But Bryce Callahan's decent. Isaac Yiadom has potential. Really young player. Only 24 years old. More of a zone guy. Good press. I mean, that's a slot cornerback for us, I think. Depending on what we do with Bryce Callahan. But yeah, this is the team. We got a lot of work to do. We're focusing on linebacker. We're focusing on the defensive line. And we got to upgrade receiver especially and offensive line. So we got our work cut out for us, but let's go ahead and get her done. We got to start with re-signing some of these guys. Justin Simmons needs to come back. I've already told you my strategy with Chris Harris. Now, it hasn't been formally announced that he will not be returning to Denver, but I don't expect that he will be based on them trading for AJ Boye. He's an expiring contract. They've invested, I want to say, 40 to 50 mil of their salary cap just in the secondary with expected franchise tag on Justin Simmons, with Bryce Callahan, who's like 8 mil, with Kareem Jackson, who's like 12 mil, I want to say. And then Justin Simmons should be playing under 13. He might even be 14 mil. And Kareem Jackson might even be higher. But they've invested a lot of money into that secondary. And AJ Boye is 14 mil. So a lot of money. I just don't see Chris Harris returning. But we're going to bring him back. We're going to likely franchise tag him. Shelby Harris can walk. Derek Wolfe can walk. Will Parks has some value. What is he going to play for? Nothing. All right, I'm going to bring Will Parks back. This is a pretty easy contract for me. $2.5 million to be decent depth for us. Maybe even play some linebacker. I know this sounds ridiculous, but he's played a lot in the box for Denver over the past couple of seasons, playing almost a linebacker type hybrid role. So maybe he'll transition into that for us. I know it seems ridiculous at 6'1", 194, but it could be something we look to do. Connor McGovern is someone I want to bring back. Even though I shouldn't. I mean, because you can easily draft a center who's better than he is. I would sign him to this is actually not that bad. 2-year deal. We can look to replace him, and he re-signed, so that's fine. Out of the remaining players, I mean, Tim Patrick can walk since he's a free agent. There's just not a whole lot there. It's just going to have to be re-sign Justin Simmons to a big deal. Probably 6 years. Stretch out the money just a little bit. Justin Simmons is back, and I'm going to franchise tag Chris Harris unless we can sign him to a 1-year deal. What's the franchise tag for a corner? Probably about 15. I'll just offer him this. And he's going to test free agency. Well, here's the thing. You're not. It's 16 mil, and he's going to be traded, I can assure you, to the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are in desperate need of a cornerback. But let's go ahead, hit the draft and free agency. Free agency, of course, coming first, and see what type of talent we can add to the team to really make this team, an ultra contender. And Chris Jones is here. Chris Jones, in real life, is expected to be hit with the franchise tag. That's why we're kind of in a weird limbo time for doing some of these rebuilds, because free agency hasn't happened yet. We got 10 days before that really opens up. I'll have a free agency video coming out, I think, hopefully very, very soon. Because a lot of these guys should be off the market. Like Yannick Ngakoue shouldn't be here, so I don't really want to sign him. Chris Jones shouldn't be here, so I don't really want to sign him. I don't think Amari Cooper is going to be franchise tagged, but you never know, I suppose. So that leaves a player like DJ Reader as one of my top options for someone to bring in. We need to improve the defensive line, and even the addition of DJ Reader is not going to end that. We're still going to need to bring in some talent, but DJ Reader is a good age. Definitely like what he has the potential to bring to this Denver Broncos front seven, and he goes ahead and rejects me, crushes my hopes, dreams, feelings, etc. Whatever. I'm not even going to worry about it. Garrett Bowles, if you think I am going to be picking up his 5th-year option, you are out of your damn mind. I don't want that contract. I don't want that cap hit, which goes hand in hand. We'll see who else is available in free agency. I don't really mind that we're not signing anybody if that happens, because at the end of the day, if we could bring in J.K. Scott instead of Wadman, but at the end of the day, we're going to have more money to spend next year when our team should be looking to be more of a contender. And J.K. Scott is a huge, huge addition over Wadman at punter in terms of overall. And he goes ahead and accepts, which means I can go ahead and cut this punter. And now let's go ahead and make that trade for A.J. Boye. So this trade is going to be for A.J. Boye, 4th-round pick, and Chris Harris Jr. Again, the reason I'm doing it this way is because Chris Harris wouldn't be re-signed anyway. And this trade for just a 4th-round pick for A.J. Boye, in all likelihood, would not go through. So we're going to go ahead and not even come close to making that deal. I mean, they're not even on the same level. They're not even close to accepting this, even with Chris Harris, who they want. Holy, okay. Well, I need him on the team, so I'm gonna make him a punter and then make the trade. All right, Chris Harris and a 4th for A.J. Boye. There we go. And of course, we'll change him back to cornerback now that he's on the team. Sometimes you got to make some moves. You got to outthink the system. Some would call it cheese. Some would call it, just making the most of what you got. So whatever the case may be, we're going to go ahead and we'll give him number 27. No Sean Moreno is now A.J. Boye. So, highest overall corner on our team. Now that we don't have Chris Harris, it's a significant downgrade, at least in Madden. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to. When God gives you lemons, you got to make lemonade. So, here you go. Words of wisdom. Now, it is interesting that I'm not very religious, yet I said God instead of life for my wonderful lemonade comparison. Very original. But it is what it is. This is not a baller QB with A+ throw power and unbelievable throw accuracy. Only 21 years old, but also only 6 foot tall. And from Washington State. Air raid. This is your Gardner Minshew if he played in the 80s and he got super hyped up and ended up going top 10. This is a really interesting draft class from just the top 5 that I've seen, or top 6. All right, the move is going to be Keenan Mullins at LSU. He is a left tackle, and hopefully the future of our left tackle position. I think it's going to be true. 78 overall, only normal development, which is a little bit disappointing, but he's only 21, has a lot of room to develop. The number 2 player in the class, we took him at number 15, 91 strength, 82 run block. Very well-rounded offensive lineman, 70 speed as well. I think that is a wonderful pickup to our team. Round 2, I have 2 players left remaining. We have a baller. Said, hey, Roger Goodell, your combine? Absolutely not. You can kill yourself. No, I wouldn't recommend that. But what do we need more, receiver or middle linebacker? We need both very badly. We definitely need receiver more, though. It's just, can we manage to get both of these guys? It was kind of a weak class in a lot of ways. I think maybe I would go for this middle linebacker first and then trade back up for the receiver. In fact, that's exactly what we're going to do. Lane Anderson out of Wisconsin is the move, and he is a 72 overall, ranked number 15 in the class. We took him at number 46, star or better development. 84 speed, good play rec, good tackle. I mean, overall, another well-rounded player. And look at that, 69 zone coverage. Nice. All right, we're trading 4 and 2 threes to move up into the second round. Hopefully take that receiver. And I would hope he's still available. He's at the tail end of the third round. If he goes before that, I mean, wow, that'd be wild. But he is still available. Harvey Boyd at a UCF, the real national champions, number 25. In the draft, we took him at 63, 5'9", 205. He's built like a little bowling ball, and he's got good speed, good short and medium route running. Doesn't offer a whole lot deep. Looks like a Deebo Samuel build, honestly, and I don't hate that. Has a lot of potential, only normal development, which is a bit unfortunate, but that's where we are, and I think I'm going to go ahead and trade down. There's no real value left in this draft at all. A future third isn't the worst, and I'm going to take that from the Jacksonville Jaguars. Pleasure doing business with you again. It's the end of the draft. So this is the team. Offensive line's improved because we got Mullins. That is a big addition to our team. And then, I mean, we didn't really improve all that much, honestly. But we have good move for the potential, good looks for the future. Kind of went a little bit brain dead there. Anderson's going to start at middle linebacker. Our defensive line is terrible still, but we're going to improve that. This is going to be a quick season, quick simulation. These are the specialist positions in case you care. Boyd in the slot, also going to be our number 2 receiver, and of course that linebacker is going to be our sub LB as well. We're going to simulate to the midseason mark and see where this team is. At the midseason mark, we are 2-5, not exactly doing so hot. Philip Lindsay is our top priority free agent in terms of overall. Ronald Leary's in there. We're not going to be re-signing him. Alexander Johnson is in here. I said Alexander weird, and I'm like, I'm going to roll with it. Mistake. Alexander Johnson is in here. I can't speak today. It's because my brain is stupid. Brandon McManus, I do want to bring back. Jake Butt, I don't care about. Hireman, I don't care about. Todd Davis, I don't care about. Garrett Bowles, no, absolutely not. It's just McManus and it's Philip Lindsay, and that's really it. See, McManus is going to decline. Yeah, I don't care. I'm going to bring him back in free agency. I can get kickers for very, very cheap. What does Alexander Johnson want? Absolutely not. I'm not even going to look at Ronald Leary because I know that's going to disgust me. 5 years for Philip Lindsay's cool. I think this salary is decent. Yeah, he's a running back, but it's also under $5 million to be one of the better ones that are available to us. That is the move. So he is back. We're not going to be making the playoffs. That's, I think, going without saying here. We're 2-5. Maybe this is a 5-win season at best. Maybe we catch a hot streak, win 6, go 6-10. Wow, that'd be something. Ooh, Lane Anderson, a superstar development or higher. I love to see that. Where are we? All right, so Boyd is up to a 74. That's not too bad. Mullins only up to a 79. We're improving, though, and then defensively, superstar X Factor. What a pick. What a pick. And his ability is reinforcement. He's also got inside stuff. Yeah, I like to stuff it inside. Yeah, Lane Anderson looking pretty good. Not too bad there at all. Needs to improve the defensive line greatly, but this team is actually coming together. We're not as far away as I originally thought. I mean, yeah, we just obviously didn't make the playoffs. 5-11, yeah. So we caught a bit of a hot streak, actually. We'll check out the stats, see how we did. Drew Lock could have been better. Offense was 30th, so not particularly good. Defense, not a whole lot better at 23rd. Lock's numbers are not terrible overall. I mean, they're not good. Philip Lindsay's numbers are not good. We're going to change the offensive book big time because these numbers across the board are horrific. Lane Anderson had a pretty good year. I mean, those are good numbers. Sack, only 1, but Von Miller had 12.5. We're going to change the defense as well. We're going to change everything because clearly what we're doing right now is not even close to working. This is terrible. The offense didn't come to play. The defense didn't come to play. No one was good. Aaron Rodgers wins MVP. Ryan Tannehill at 2. What team am I doing? Dude, I always do this. I totally forget the moment I click away. I am doing the Broncos. Okay, AFC. Jesus. I mean, you gotta wonder if virtual football causes CTE at some points because my mind is an absolute fucking whiteboard. You can just wipe away a second after. I have the memory of a goldfish. It's terrible. We didn't have anyone for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year was Kyle Van Noy. Von Miller at 2 somehow. His numbers didn't look particularly good, but all right. I mean, 12.5 sacks isn't terrible. Max Spiegel of the Dolphins wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Harvey Boyd at 2. Fortunately missing out there. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year had to go to Lane Anderson. Now, I don't particularly care about that too much just because, like, we already have Superstar X Factor. It's not like that's going to get a boost. You can't. But we'll go to the offseason. The XP boost is going to be nice. Get his overall up a little bit. But it's time to make some huge moves. Bring in some players that can really change this team. And win a Super Bowl eventually. That's the goal. Ryan Ramczyk in free agency. I mean, we're going to have to target that for sure. 27 years old, superstar development right tackle. Certainly an upgrade over Juwan James. I feel like he certainly warrants a massive contract. And we're competing heavily with some other teams, especially in the AFC West with the Chargers in there. So it's going to be important to bring him in. Really will be. Now, what else is possible? Keanu Neal, maybe. Kareem Jackson, as you can see, is regressing greatly as he is 33 years old, down to a 79 overall. Probably should have looked to trade him. Sometimes I get in such a rhythm with the realistic rebuilds that I forget trading older players is kind of the way. So that was a mistake. We don't really have a lot of money, so I'm going to have to hopefully sign Ramczyk and then just work with the draft. And we bring in Ryan Ramczyk. That's big. Let's trade Juwan James. Oh, Joe Flacco is here at 57 overall. And his cap hit is almost 28 mil. That is what's holding us back a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he's getting cut hard. Goodbye. Elite. Juwan James, Kareem Jackson, and a 7th round pick gets me number 8 from the Bengals. Pretty good trade for us. We've cleared up a lot of cap space with some of these moves. Like, we have a lot of room now. So that's going to be super beneficial for re-signing players and especially for signing players next season. I also want to trade Yadam just because his cap hit is so massive and he doesn't really bring that type of value to the table, in my opinion. So I think if we can pick up a first-round pick for, some type of package involving him, we're going to be in a great shape. Now, the question would be, what do we end up trading? Because we don't have a ton of value on this team in terms of trade value. So I don't really know what to do. I think that maybe, I don't even talk about Draymond Jones, by the way. He's got a lot of hope for the future to be pretty good. But I don't really know what to move because we just gave up a lot of value. Maybe Connor McGovern and look to draft a center. That might be our only play. Could trade Deshaun Hamilton, but I don't really anticipate there being a ton of interest. Yellow interest. Okay, we might be able to get something done here. It's going to be Yadam, a 5 and a 6 for number 29 from the Bears. So a very late first-round pick, but a first-round pick nonetheless. All right, we're going to be picking up the 5th-year option on Bradley Chubb. That's a no-brainer. He got upgraded to superstar development, by the way. So very excited to see how he develops on this team. And we're going to simulate to the draft. I might move up and down the draft board quite a bit. I mean, y'all know I love to trade back, but maybe I'll even be trading up depending on who's there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into the 2021 NFL draft. We pick at number 5 overall, as well as number 8. Redskins and Giants at 1 and 2. And it's all East Coast teams up the top 4 until us. But that's interesting. NFC least and the Dolphins in the AFC. Now there's a center at number 2. No, there can't be. You show me a center that goes number 2 overall, I'll show you a liar. Now, Matt Cockrell looks like a great 3-4 end. Probably going to keep an eye on him. Not a great class. I'm going to be honest with you. Not a great class. We'll see if we can, do anything with it. But, yeah, I mean, not exactly loaded with talent, at least at positions that we need. And the center is available. Do I take a center at number 5? I can't, right? He does look really, really good, to be fair. Other than that low bench, but that's a center. So I cannot do that. I have to trade down here. I don't know. What do we need? What do we really need? D-line. I'm going to trade for a big receiver. That's what we need. Okay, gigantic trade here. We're trading a lot. Number 5, number 8 in the draft, as well as number 69. Nice, but we are picking up a tremendous amount of value from the Atlanta Falcons, taking on a lot of contract too. But Julio Jones and Grady Jarrett are the newest members of the Denver Broncos. Huge additions on both sides of the ball. Julio Jones instantly becomes our best receiver, of course. Defensively, Grady Jarrett instantly becomes our best defensive lineman. Superstar development on him as well. Our 3-4 defense is looking quite nice, but that's probably going to change. We don't really have any off-the-ball linebackers who are good besides Lane Anderson. I guess we'll stick 3-4 and just change the playbook. We're going to need corner because those guys are regressing. Regression sucks, dude. We've been there. We know. We're going to address the offensive line. We will. We still have a first-round pick. It's way later at number 29. But we'll see what we can do. All right, here we go. Good center available here, way further down the board. Terrell McCree. I mean, pretty comparable to the center that was projected to go top 5. So I'm, perfectly comfortable with this pick. He is a 73 overall, only normal development, unfortunately, but ranked number 13 in the class. We took him at 29. Looks to be okay. It's a glowing endorsement. He's okay. We're going D-tackle here. Alfred Gant, 71 overall, number 17 in the class. Took him at 37. Only normal development. It's killing us. It really is. I mean, we're getting these first-round caliber players stacked up inside the top 20, and they're just such low overalls, and they don't have good development traits. That was the right guard I was going to take, actually, Brian Davis. He's only a 70 overall. Anyone on my draft board? Yeah. Should I take this D-tackle? Might as well. We'll call it a day. 70 overall, normal dev, number 31 in the class. Yeah, I retire from normal development forever. Can I only get star and above? Like, God, dude, it's always normal. This is the team for season number 3. Looks pretty good, man. A lot of potential out here. We've got a lot of good rookies playing. We need to still improve the team, but I think we're not too far out. I mean, I know the team overall isn't particularly high, but I think the team has improved quite a bit. Mid-season mark, we're going to see how we do. 4-4, that is a notable improvement. Now, here's the thing. The AFC West is very, very close. So we're in last. Chiefs, 5-2 in first place. They had their bye. So, we're in a tough place. Obviously, the Raiders, Chargers have played the same amount of games as the Chiefs, but we've played 8 already. They've all played 7. So it's going to be a very, very interesting second half of the season. We could certainly sneak into the playoffs. We just need Drew Lock to come along as a QB, and I think we're going to be in a good spot. But, that's asking for quite a bit. Von Miller is an impending free agent. That's someone I would like to bring back, despite him regressing. Still a good player. Cortland Sutton, AJ Boye, I can let walk. I'm comfortable with that. Bryce Callahan, I can let walk. I mean, these guys are regressing a lot. That's just the nature of the beast, unfortunately. If I knew their contracts were expiring, which I should have been on top of that, I may have looked to trade them. for some value. But of course, we are past the trade deadline, as I am, off my game apparently. Courtland Sutton is going to be brought back, though, hopefully. Sign him to a big deal. Von Miller already re-signed as well, as you saw. So Courtland Sutton's back. Boye and Callahan, I can't see offering them deals to be, getting paid upwards of $10 million at, less than 80 overall. I just can't see that happening. So I would rather sign guys out of free agency, make trades, what have you. But it's playoff time. Hopefully we make them. I know we're going to be in contention. It's just, can we edge out these close games? Answer, no. We beat the Chiefs in Week 17, but we would finish 7-9, and the division winner went 8-7-1. Man, I think we'll do one more season after this. Our offense was definitely improved, although not good. 20th is not good. Our defense stays in the same spot. We got to move to a 4-3. It's the only thing I know that is effective. We still can't run the football. Julio Jones had a great year. Harvey Boyd was good. I mean, our offense is coming along. Just defensively, we just are not here. And oh my Lord, Von Miller had 16.5, but watch this. Watch this. Grady Jarrett, 6.5. Bradley Chubb, 6.5. I mean, these... Wow, amazing totals. No, I mean, this defense has to come along more, in a big way. Lane Anderson, 3 picks is good. Justin Simmons, 3 picks is pretty good. We got to change the defense. Russell Wilson wins MVP. No Broncos. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Deshaun Watson. Drew Lock at 8. Defensive Player of the Year, Kyle Van Noy. Von Miller at 4. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Mike Taggart for the Chargers. At least he was a quarterback. Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Alfred Grant, who is our defensive lineman. Drafted D tackle that we moved to right end. Maybe he'll get a development trade increase. That would be awesome. But we're going to go to the offseason. Free agency. We got the draft. Let's do it, man. Let's get in some big players that can change this team. Boye can go. I don't care about him. Don't care about Bryce Callahan either. We need to get better. We have a lot of money. 64 mil. Let's bring in some difference makers, some game changers. Jair Alexander's one. Devontae Adams potentially is one. Imagine that receiving core. All guys above 6 feet. All guys who are stellar. Julio Jones regressing a bit. But Devontae Adams would be a huge get. J.J. Watt would be a huge get. Bringing Leighton Vander Esch back to the Midwest Rockies area would be big. I know Boise State obviously is not Denver, but it's Boise, Idaho. It's not too far down to Colorado, and they're both the Broncos, similar colors. There's not much there, honestly. There isn't much there other than Broncos and Broncos. But, of course, Boise State, Broncos, Blue Field. Don't really have that going in Denver. But we could do something here. We got money. All right, we already know Jair signed. Leighton Vander Esch rejects, but J.J. Watt accepts. So we definitely got better, for sure. We need cornerbacks desperately. Desperately need them. Offensive line's good. We could use another one. We certainly need one. We have 2 tackles. McCree can play center or guard. Reisner can play center or guard or tackle. I think he played all 5 positions at K-State, to be honest. He used some backup tackles. Receiving core is good. That's why I didn't offer on Devontae Adams. Jair's a huge get. J.J. Watt is a huge get just to how good he is. We need an off-the-ball linebacker. I was hoping that was going to be Leighton Vander Esch. Not working out that way. I need corner still. Safety wouldn't hurt at all. It's over Will Parks. But, I mean, again, this team's coming along. And we're hitting our peak right at the right time. All right, we brought in Richard Sherman and J.C. Jackson. So, huge addition to our secondary again. Richard Sherman, of course, a little bit older, but still good. The team's looking great. Do we need another defensive lineman? Maybe. We have Defensive Rookie of the Year, but he's not particularly good. We need a middle linebacker. We need a safety. And then offensively, we need an offensive lineman. And that's it. Backup tight end, maybe. We're golden. We are in prime time position. Last season, no matter what, we're coming in hot. We're coming in strong. We're going to last all season long. Coming in here. We're winning the Super Bowl. Do not hold me to that. We're going to probably not make the playoffs. But we're going to have a great, fun time doing it. All right, number 12 overall. We'll see what's here. Yeah, There's an off-the-ball linebacker. No, he's not. But there is a linebacker. Looks pretty good, to be honest. Do I want to play him on the inside? I don't think so. Could take an offensive lineman, but we're not going to do that now. I think we might take this safety. I mean, good defensive tackle here. Deion Belzer looks very good. Looks very, very good. We just don't need that position as much as we could use a safety upgrade. He's not going to be better than Will Parks. Oh, no. What do we take? I don't know. Do we take the better player? Yeah, we take the better player. Deion Belzer, 75 overall, number 9 in the class, took with number 12, star better development. Instantly, he's going to start at right end. Yeah, he's going to start over the defensive rookie of the year last year. Don't care. Don't care. Trading a first next year and a fourth for the Giants' first-round pick. Obviously, as you know, this is the final season we're going to have that pick. We're not going to have it, so we might as well trade it. And this is a fantasy style, so we can kind of do whatever. And I'm going to take the safety just because. And he's not going to be as good. I'm going to say, if I had to guess, 72 overall, maybe? 75, really? Number 10 in the class? Okay. Worth it. He can start. 5'9", 222. He's built like a tank. Could play middle linebacker for us, honestly. 88 speed, 69 zone coverage. Nice. 95 excel. 83 hit power. Ooh, his block shed's low. But, I mean, that could be a linebacker. He could play some linebacker for us. All right, here we go. There's our new right guard. Russell Trent, 72 overall, normal dev. Works for me. That's probably going to be the draft. I could take an offensive lineman in the third, but, there's no real need to. There's a 75 overall right tackle. What? All right, I mean, we'll take another one. Maybe he has a development trade. He doesn't. Number 29 in the class, took him at 76. Yeah, it's good value. Doesn't really do a whole lot for me, though. All right, we're turning that safety into a middle linebacker. Yeah, he's only 70 overall. He's going to make it work. We have to. We just needed something else there. Will Parks stays a strong safety. Grady Jarrett's been moved to right end. Belzer's going to play some D tackle for us. Secondary, great. Linebacking core, pretty great. Offensively, we have players. It's time, man. I mean, everything we've worked for. This is what we play for. It is time. Don't suck, please. But they're going to. It's gonna, you know what? Whatever. Whatever happens, happens. Can't control how that goes, but we can only wait and find out. Mid-season mark, just to kind of see where we are, and then postseason playoffs. I hope we're in the contention, in the running for them. All right. Moment of truth. 3-4. This game sucks. We're in second, though. We can still win the division. Oh, my goodness. Moment of truth. Playoff time. We missed. No, we made them. 10-6. Let's get it. Secured a wild card spot. And we get to play the 9-6-1. Pittsburgh Steelers. We're at 10-6, so barely snuck in. Honestly, where am I seeing stats? Okay, where stats? I mean, I've only done 100 of these this year alone. 18th best offense. Our defense had to be pretty good then, right? Third. I mean, that's how you do it. Defense came to play. Drew Lock was okay, I guess. Still have no running attack whatsoever. Harvey Boyd had a good season at receiver, the best of any receiver on our team. Lane Anderson continues to show out. 14 sacks for J.J. Watt, 10 for Grady Jarrett. Interceptions, not a whole lot, but you don't need turnovers when you stop them from scoring points. So I like what the defense did. AFC Offensive Player of the Year, Dak Prescott with the Colts. Defensive Player of the Year, Benardrick McKinney. Lane Anderson at 5. No Von Miller. J.J. Watt at 10. Don't see any Broncos for Offensive Rookie of the Year, and then Defensive Rookie of the Year goes to Heath Bowman. Our middle linebacker, Belzer, the defensive tackle, at 3. Not too bad. Should have some XP. I mean, hopefully we make a playoff run. That'd be ideal. All right, we'll see if we can beat the Steelers here, advance to the divisional. And we do not. We lose by 3, 24-21. Gotta love this game. It just seems like nothing really ever can go my way. It is what it is. The Browns are in the Super Bowl, so that's a thing. But the final team is going to look like this. 87 overall, 87 offense, 89 defense. I don't think that adds up to 87, but okay. Drew Lock up to an 80. Julio Jones struggling to push for a 90. It's not going to happen. Anderson up to an 89. Bowman, star development. Belzer, star development. The team looks pretty nice, man. Just Will Parks got upgraded too. Just wasn't enough to get it done this time, but that is going to do it. We've built this team into a contender, obviously, and that is the goal. Besides the Super Bowl, that's whatever. But I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take it easy.